across the island. Owing to the current pandemic situation in the country, we decided to hold Enliven 2021 on a Zoom platform. We have successfully completed the preliminary rounds and semi-final round of Enliven 2021.
Enliven 2021. It was October last year. An organizing committee was selected. Everything was underway to conduct a physical contest. Then the second wave of COVID-19, whether to keep it online or postpone the event. There are huge challenges conducting an event of this caliber online. We conducted a prepared speech competition last year through Zoom, so we had some experience competition through Zoom. So I laid down all the facts in front of the organizing committee. We only have 2 months. We must prepare most of the scripts from scratch. And this is something that no other gala club in the island has ever done before. Are we doing this online or are we postponing it? Ladies and gentlemen, you know the answer that they chose. This was one of the most meticulously planned events that I have ever seen. What you are witnessing here today is the holy grail of what we have organized. I hope that everyone watching this will enjoy this because we sure enjoyed organizing this very much. With that being said, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our chief guest, Senior Professor Upu Sonadara, the Dean of the Faculty of Science, University of Colombo. Also, I would like to welcome Senior Professor Nalin De Silva, the head of the Chemistry Department, Faculty of Science, University of Colombo. I would also like to welcome all the invited guests for this event and everyone who is watching this event through Facebook and YouTube. Before I wrap up, I just want to say to everyone who took part in this competition, whatever the result you got, you have taken the first step in becoming a better public speaker. Momentum is all you need. Keep doing more speeches. Participate in another public speaking contest. Join a Toastmaster or a Gala Club if you haven't already. You have used this virtual stage to influence hundreds of people. Keep it up, and over to you, Sanjana.
Thank you, Gawali Dasita. It is now time for the main event. In a few minutes, we will witness our finalists take the screen to be named the champions of Enliven 2021. Sponsors today. This event wouldn't be possible without their support. So, before we move on, here's a quick word from our silver sponsor, London Stock Exchange Group.
may file a protest. All protests must be made to either the Chief Judge or to myself, the contest chair. Once the winners have been declared, all decisions are final. Protests will not then be considered. The speaking order of the contestants has already been determined at random. The speaking order of school category contestants is as follows. Contestant number 1, Durrand Kure. Contestant number 2, Oshadi Tilakaratne. Contestant number 3, Anarga Hastika Silva. Contestant number 4, Kavindu Walisingha. Contestant number 5, Omar Hazare. Contestant number 6, Posundi Vatalava. The eligibility criteria for school contestants are as follows. The contestant must be a school student of age between 13 years and 20 years by the 31st of January 2021. Now, I will explain the flow of the contest. Everybody is requested to mute their audio. The contestants will unmute themselves and switch on their videos when called upon by myself in the speaking order. I will ask each contestant to adjust his video and audio settings and confirm the same by saying check. He will be given 30 seconds to do so. I will ask the contestant the 2 questions. Can we check if you're audible? Please say yes if you can hear me. Can you see the timer screen? The contestants' audibility, visibility, and their ability to see the timing cards is confirmed through this test. There will be a 1-minute interval between speeches for the judges to mark their ballot. Announcement of the contest winners is final unless announced incorrectly, in which case the chief judge, tally counters, or timers are permitted to immediately interrupt to correct the error. If a contestant experiences a technical malfunction which disrupts the speech from moving forward, the contestant will be reassigned to the last position in the order of speaking and will be given the opportunity to deliver their speech as the last speaker. May I remind all members present to kindly keep their audio on mute and switch off their video throughout the meeting. Now, let us begin the first portion of today's evening's proceedings, the humorous speech competition of the school's category. Chief Judge, are we ready to proceed?
We are ready. I think you can hear me, right?
Yes, thank you. Now, let us welcome contestant number 1, Dulran Kure. Contestant, am I audible to you?
Yes. Am I visible as well?
Yes, contestant, you are visible. Contestant, can you see the timing cards?
Yes.
Thank you. Chief Judge and the judges, are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. Timer, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Contestant, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Dulran Kure, Tempus Horribilis. Tempus Horribilis, Dulran Kure.
The year 2020 started just like any other year. If you are to believe the famous astrologers in this country, one might have their hopes high that this is gonna be a great year. But a couple of months into 2020, a pandemic took the world by storm and plunged us all into a tempus horribilis. I bet you didn't understand. This means a horrible period, as you lot are clearly ignorant of Latin literature. Did you ever think that the greatest challenge to our generation will come in the form of a tiny virus in the shape of a rambutan, contest chair, and my fellow gavellers. The general consensus view is that the COVID-19 virus evolved from the city of Wuhan in China. People believe that this originated in the place they called the wet market. If you don't know what a wet market is, let me elaborate. However, this is not for the faint-hearted. Wet markets are where animals are slaughtered for food. And when I say food, the animals here in Wuhan are the likes of rats, snakes, porcupines, baby, and how can I forget the bats that they use for the bat soup? That sounds like Batman's worst nightmare. After saying this, the only question that comes to my mind is why did it take this long for the coronavirus to come out? With schools not being able to hold classes physically, had to resort to online classes using Zoom. Now, Zoom was new to everybody, but I think the students were able to navigate Zoom before the teachers' first few sessions were fun, since the students were able to gain control over the session and drive the teachers crazy. What was even funnier was that some kids forgot to mute their mic, exposing all domestic quarrels. And in our own country, people were concerned due to food shortages during a lockdown. As there was an island-wide curfew, the only way to get groceries was to order online. I think some people who ordered from beep beep are still waiting. Way looks like a godsend. This made people forget all fears of COVID-19, and we also started running behind the truck in hope of grabbing anything that's available. Do you remember that time? We had time on our hands with only neighbors left to interact. We finally learned that our neighbors aren't so bad after all. Now all hopes are on finding a suitable vaccine so that people can get back to their normal lives. By now, some countries like the UK, USA, and Russia have developed vaccines and are now ready to be distributed to the whole world. Accordingly, developed countries will be getting it first. Like all good things, that will probably take months to come down to Sri Lanka. I am terrified of injections anyway, so not too unhappy about the injection being delayed to us. All this time, people were made to believe that superheroes are the Avengers and movie stars and football players. Everybody learned. And football players. Everybody learned that the real heroes are those in the medical profession who selflessly dedicated their lives to the cause. Overall, 2020 has not been a great year. Other than Uncle Donald Trump losing the election. So here's to wishing a better year in 2021. Over to you.
With silence. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1 minute has lapsed. Now, let us welcome contestant number 2, Oshadi Tilakaratne. Contestant, am I audible to you?
Yes.
Contestant, can you see the timing cards?
Yes.
Chief Judge and the judges, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Yes.
Timer, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Contestant, are you ready? Oshadi Tilakaratne, passive-aggressive commenting syndrome. Passive-aggressive commenting syndrome, Oshadi Tilakaratne.
There is a disease that is being spread all over Sri Lanka for many, many years. People suffer. The name of this disease is passive-aggressive commenting syndrome. And the carrier of this is none other than our beloved mothers. Honorable contestant, ladies and gentlemen, my mother likes to play this game called yelling from 4 doors away and getting hyper when not answered. Mainly me, because I'm the person who is doing an exam elderly known as the O-levels or the path to success, but studently known as the death of fun. Talking about O-levels, monthly tests. Who studies for monthly tests? No one. But when I say that to my mother, she starts using her favorite language of all to tell me how to study. I accidentally studied for 3 hours. I'm proud of myself. Ladies and gentlemen, people tend to get tired. But when we say that to our mothers, they start their life story. How they walked over mountains, swam across seas, hiked through forests to go to school. How they didn't waste a millisecond of her life. They kept on studying. I'm a human being. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a fun fact. I like singing, so I do this. Study, study, study. I think it's the job of a daughter to accompany her mother. I don't know why, but my mother says it in a different way. Rewinding back to the exams, after my mother says her life story, I can see vases flying in the sky. Spoons too. Are the vases or the spoons more louder? Oh, I think the vases are. Moving on. My mother wakes up early in the morning, rise and shine, beauty queen of all. But she screams saying, wake up. Then the normal procedure, all the family members come down. I'm the first to go and brush my teeth and so on. When I'm brushing my teeth, my mother is like, brush your teeth. And then the neighbors, they start brushing their teeth. I saw the light switching on. I didn't go to peek, but I saw. Next, my brother left his dirty clothes lying on the ground just so he can go to the washroom and come back and he'd pick them up again. But the beauty queen started saying a lot of words. How is a black monkey and my brother related? I don't know. Let's just not get things too complicated. Moving on. My school. Our school sends a lot of letters home. So the normal procedure, the parents sign, we take it to school before. So my mother signed the paper and told me to put it into the bag, but I knew better. I didn't put it in the bag. So the journey from home to school was like a journey through the zoo because I learned about a lot of animals that day. I didn't even know there were that much of animals living in this world. But as the saying goes, mothers know everything. The newest addition to this syndrome is the corona pandemic. Those days, she would say, study, study, study. But now she says, wash your hands, wear a mask, and stay clean and study. Ladies and gentlemen, we face a lot of syndromes like this in life. But a mother's love, happiness, warmth can be given to you by no one. They cease diseases. Mainly for a daughter, a mother is a must. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, never underestimate the temper of a mother, because the whole world can come to a deadly end of one's life. Over to you.
We will now have 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballot. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1 minute has lapsed. Now, let us welcome contestant number 3, Anarga Hastika Silva. Contestant, am I audible to you?
Yeah, am I?
Yes, you are, contestant. Contestant, can you see the timing cards?
Yes, I can.
Chief Judge and the judges, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Thank you. Timer, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Contestant, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Anarga Hastika Silva, what if people never existed? What if people never existed, Anarga Hastika Silva?
Dear contestants here, ladies, gentlemen, and my friends, welcome to the grand finale of Enliven 2021. It's a privilege to stand here and entertain all of you people watching me right now. All the funny people, all the not funny people, all the amazing people, all the annoying people. Speaking of annoying, let me tell you what an uncle I know. He is silent as ever and now very talkative, always shirtless and on his surround. Oh man, you gotta see him when he got his deck shoes and his socks and his gloves and his helmet and his Sri Lanka cricket t-shirt and on his bike. He just wanna show off, so he go around waving to every single person he knows and doesn't know, being like, "Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy riding his bike." I got a neighbor too. That guy's super old, extra thin, ultra stingy. So he thinks the wall separating our two houses, he owns it. Like even my mom plants a new plant, he'd be like, until his eyelids drop off. Having him is good because he's like our personal watchman now. Whoever comes in, whoever goes out, whatever happens in our house, he just want to see all that with a look. Seriously, you come at 3 a.m. in the morning, first thing you're going to see is him at his house, looking at our house, being like, "Yo, I'm the scarecrow looking at your house, baby." His grandson is no different. He'll come from the back of their house and keep his spy goggles attached to our backyard. It's like whenever we come over to our backyard, he'd give us an entire report on what happened in our house, what happened in their house, what happened on the wall in between. My dad was even planning on getting some CCTV cameras, but now he gave up on the idea because, yo man, we ain't needing no CCTV cameras. His grandson got our backyard covered. We got one fully secured house. When mentioning annoying, one kind of people none of us won't hesitate to mention is family. Yeah, some of us got extended destructible families, others got nuclear bombed families. Yeah, we all have our families, but hey, we all just wanted at least once wished that we were adopted by Michael Jordan or family, the main one out of them. But still today I, Anarga Hastika Silva, am standing here on the online stage of Enliven 2021. And I wouldn't have become this far if not for my annoying family. Back to you, contestant chair.
We will now have 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballot. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1 minute has Kavindu Walisinghe. Contestant, am I audible to you?
Yeah. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, contestant, you are. Contestant, can you?
Yeah, I can see.
Chief Judge and the judges, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Timer, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Contestant, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Kavindu Walisinghe, do what you love, then you will do your best. Do what you love, then you will do your best. Kavindu Walisinghe.
When you were a kid, have you ever wanted to become a doctor, an engineer, or a pilot? I did too. When I was a kid, I wanted to become like everyone. For an example, We had a servant named Sumane. There he was, with the big round belly, which looked like a bowl full of jelly, and with the curly mustache. The very first day I saw Sumane, I ran to my mom and said, "Mommy, when I grow up, I want to become a person like Sumane." My mom laughed and replied, "I don't know, son. Just do what you love, and you will do your best at it." But a contest here, Toastmasters, Galleries, and of course, my dear good-looking judges. Ever since that day, I started helping out Sumane. When he was trimming the grass, I helped him. When he was cleaning the toilet, I helped him. I literally loved to do what he did. Yeah, I kind of was a weird kid back then. But my mom was right. I became of Sumane. Growing up in life, I was sitting on the couch watching television. It was a science program done by a scientist. And that program was amazing. Ever since that day, I wanted to become a scientist. Day by day, gradually, the love, the passion, the love for science started to develop inside me. I did many scientific experiments at my home. I even had a mini science lab. One day, I was so curious to know how to build a model of an active volcano. So with the curiosity and the enthusiasm, I went to the laptop and I started Googling how to. And the top searches said, how to make a baby, how to kill a person, how to make a bomb. And in the same moment, my brother walks into the room and he goes, you want to make babies now? Wait. Ammi, Kavinda was, I closed the laptop and I started running away. I never thought science would let me down like that. But my dear friends, that didn't stop me from loving science. It was 2015. My father took me to a medical exhibition where I saw a video of a bunch of surgeons grabbing opening. I saw them cutting open the person's body, and the content was quite interesting. I saw them taking out actual stones out from the body. And for the conclusion, they closed it, they started stitching it. I was like, wow, I should take home this message. I got back home and I called my mom. Mommy, when you get back home, I need you to bring a fish. Yeah, of course, a dead one. I took the fish and I started cutting it in the exact same way. I opened it. I took a stone. It's in great danger, even though it was dead. It has a stone inside. So I opened it. I took the stone out. I closed it and I started stitching it with my mom's knitting tools. At that day, my dear friends, I became the hero of my sister. Ever since I got many, many patients, and my sister's Barbie dolls were very popular among them. I did skin transplant, I did hair transplant, I even did head transplants on them. I quite was a good surgeon back then. So my dear friends, I'm sure you all are aware of how much of a love, how much of an enthusiasm I had inside myself for science. It was 2018. I had to face to my ordinary level examination. The results were out, and guess what? I got 8 A's and 1 S. Yeah, S for science. All the expectations of becoming a scientist flew away into the thin air. There were inner voices, outer voices, screaming, shouting out loud, coming to stop. You, my dear friend, are not a science person. You are not a nerd. And there were teachers coming to me and saying, Kavindu Puta, don't even think of doing science for A levels, okay? Do something like English, A for apple, B for ball, S for science. It's very easy. Do something like English. While hearing all these negative voices, there was this one teeny tiny voice whispered into my heart saying, Kavindu, do what you love, then you will do your best at it. I started ignoring all the negative voices and I took that teeny tiny voice into my hand. I stood back up. I thought to myself, I love science, and I will do it whatever it takes. My dear friends, I selected biology for my advanced levels, and guess what? I managed to become the first in the class. So, my dear friends, my advice is don't even take a second to think to do what you love. Because when you do something that you love, you will enjoy it, you will have fun doing it. You would do whatever it takes to make your dream come true. So finally, my dear friends, just do what you love, then you will do your best at it. Over to you, contestant.
We will now have 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballot. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1 minute has lapsed. Now, let us welcome contestant number 5, Omar Hazari. Contestant, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am. Am I visible and audible?
Yes, Yusuf, you are. Yes, Omar, you are. Contestant, can you see the timing card?
Yes, ma'am. Can see.
Chief Judge and the judges, are you ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Timer, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Contestant, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Contestant, before you begin your speech, would you be able to rename yourself as Omar Hazari?
Now is it okay?
Yes. Thank you, contestant. Contestant, again, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Omar Hazari, crash. Crash, Omar Hazari.
When the world asks me why, I say, why not? Contest chair, ladies and gentlemen. I am a little different. I didn't notice it when I was younger, but when I hit 10, I noticed. Worse, other kids noticed. For instance, take jokes. I never ever get a joke. But maybe it's a good thing too, because usually I am the joke. And that's why when I enrolled myself into this humorous speech contest, my sister looked at the name list, looked at me, looked at the name list, looked at me, and said, Humorous speech contest? Really? You? Whatever. But why? And I said, why not? Take sports. I've tried almost every single sport in Royal College, and that's a lot because my school offers 35 different sports. Honestly, I started off with tennis in grade 1. Just couldn't connect with the ball. Moved on to rugby. Crash! Broke my teeth. Athletics? Now that was a different story. I was always the first. From the back. Baseball. Crash! Ouch. Swimming, cricket, basketball, squash, fencing, sailing, water polo, shooting. I've tried them all. And it's not that I'm inconsistent. It's just that I have really bad coordination. Now, last year, my latest venture was diving. This sport involves no running, no balls whizzing past, and no crashing into teammates. Sounds perfect, right? But here's the hitch. Well, actually, two. I'm afraid of water, and I'm paranoid of heights. So here I stand on the 1 meter board on my first day of diving, hands held high in the air, ready to jump, feet first into the water. I close my eyes, and then I see the future. I'm poised, fearless, up on the 10-meter board at the Sukadadasa Stadium, ready to turn a triple somersault. And I can hear the crowds cheering for me madly. Omar, Omar, Omar. And I can act. Omar, Omar, Omar. I open my eyes. And there I see my coach chanting, well, actually screaming, Omar, 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 jump, man, jump. And with a graceful leap, I jumped. And instead of landing in the water, I landed on the board. Ouch. Recently, a friend of mine asked me, Omar, why, man, why? Why are you wasting your time on be good at? And my answer to that was, why not?
Contest chair.
Yes, Judge. Looks like we
Omar got
lost
stuck,
the
right?
contestant. We will carry on with the next contestant. The contestant number 5 will be delivering his speech at the end after contestant number 6. Will that be okay, judges?
Yeah, it will be okay because he has to do his speech. Right. Carry on.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Now, let us welcome contestant number 6, Hosondi Vathalava. Contestant, am I audible to you?
Yes, am I audible and visible?
Yes, contestant, you are. Contestant, can you see the timing cards?
Yes.
Chief Judge and the judges, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Timer, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Contestant, are you ready?
Yes.
Hosondi Vathalava. Heartbeat under new normal. Heartbeat under new normal, Hosondi Vathalava.
Loved up, loved up, loved up. 72 times in 60 seconds. Be silent. I can't hear. Because my ear is hidden inside the heart, between the letters H and T. Contest chair and the members of the audience. The day is 1st October 2020. The Children's Day and Elders Day. The time is around 7 a.m. to my memory. Very first day of my Cambridge O-level exam. Posa, did you take the mask and the hand sanitizer with you? This is a typical question my mother would have asked when I was ready to go for my Cambridge O-level exams under new normal. But instead she asked, just because she is not normal. Sorry, old normal. Did you take the statement of entry? ID card, calculator, pencil case? How about the water bottle? Blah, blah, blah. And finally she remembered to ask, the mask and the hand sanitizer? With all due respect to mothers, heartbeat of any normal mother, including my unique mother, puts out nothing but this attitude, even if it is Corona, Verona or Madonna. They want their kids to be the moons among the stars. New normal among the old normal or abnormal among the normal. Mothers are extremely positive, even if their PCRs are positive. Their priority is the education, nothing else. Now, normal becomes new normal to mothers only if the exam is postponed. You know what? My mom first got so excited when she got to know that the Cambridge O-level exams were postponed due to the first wave of COVID-19 outbreak. Pandemic created a real panic at home. Later on, my mom was so delighted, but still excited, as she started realizing that the delay was good for my educational health. In a positive stance, she said, Poso got more time for studies and revision, so it's fine, cool, excellent. Moms, including my super mom, wants their children to be the best in the world. To be the best doctors, best scientists, best engineers, best professors, and at the same time, best singers. Is it enough? Speakers, choristers, dancers, best all-rounders. Not just all-rounders. My mom's next pandemic drama No. Panic trauma comes into stage when the British Council announces of the grading system on the new normal. How dare they do this? What happens if they do some blunder when offering gradings? In vain the knowledge, time and effort of our children. Now my mom is an educationist or educationalist and moreover an examination expert. Not an insult to any mother, but a tribute to great mothers for their genuine and heartiest heartbeat, which comes with the rhythm of loved up, loved up, loved up, under any situation, whether it is normal or new normal, due to incomparable love and affection towards their kids. Grading system was unanimously rejected by the Domestic Education and Examination Ministry. Guess what? It was headed by my mother and nodded by my father in the petticoat government. So, as in the normal case of any father, my poor father too had no option. He just had to nod his head and second my mother's proposal of taking the option to sit for the upcoming October-November. Judge's decision, mother's decision, is the final decision under any condition. Normal, new normal or abnormal. Again, the loved up was heard clearly when my mom heard the next British Council announcement. It was on the subject Sinhala language, my favorite subjects. Sadly, the notice said the paper has not been offered to sit at this attempt. So what now? We had no option other than going for a grading for Sinhala, for which my mom was not happy again. But her worries remained only till I got an A-star grading. She was so impatient. At around 11:30 a.m. on the 19th of January 2021, the very moment my Cambridge O-level results were about to be released on the bed. What do you think about her heartbeat at that millisecond? Mother is mother. There is no other. Synonym rather for any mother. This is my own poem written for my loving mother. Her heart beats with the loved up, like a non-stop tick of a clock, which takes us through the lifeline towards the future. Indeed, a bright future. Under normal, new normal, or abnormal. Posa, did you wear the mask and apply enough hand sanitizers? She was strangely asking me this just before I joined the Enliven grand finale. Oh dear. Can you just imagine the rhythm of my heartbeat now? Is it normal? New normal? Or abnormal? Loved up, loved up, loved up.
We will now have 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballot. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1 minute has lapsed. We will now be having contestant number 5 again since he disconnected. Contestant number 5, Omar Hazari. Contestant, am I audible to you?
Am I audible?
Yes, contestant, you're audible. Contestant, can you see the timing cards?
Yes, ma'am.
Chief Judge and the judges, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Timer, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Contestant, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Omar Hazari, crash. Crash, Omar Hazari.
When the world asks me why, I say, why not? Contest chair, ladies and gentlemen. I am a little different. I didn't notice it when I was younger, but when I hit 10, I noticed. Worse, other kids noticed. For instance, take jokes. I never, ever get a joke. But maybe it's a good thing too, because usually I am the joke. And that's why when I entered for this humorous speech contest, my sister looked at the name list, looked at me, looked at the name list, looked at me, and said, humorous speech contest? You? Really? Whatever. But why? And my answer to that was, why not? Take sports. I've tried almost every single sport in Royal College. And that's a lot, because my school offers 35 different sports. Honestly, I started off with tennis in grade 1. Just couldn't connect with the ball. Moved on to rugby. Crash! Broke my teeth. Athletics? Now that was a different story. I was always the first. From the back. Baseball. Crash! Ouch. Swimming, cricket, basketball, squash, fencing, sailing, water polo, shooting. I've tried them all. And it's not that I'm inconsistent. It's just that I have really bad coordination. Now, last year, my latest venture was diving. This sport involves no running, no balls whizzing past, and no crashing into teammates. Sounds perfect, right? But here's the hitch. Well, actually, two. I'm afraid of water, and I'm paranoid of heights. So here I stand on the 1 meter board on my first day of diving. Hands held high in the air, ready to jump, feet first into the water. I close my eyes and I can see the future. I'm poised, fearless, up on the 10-meter board at the Sugaradasa Stadium, ready to turn a triple somersault. And I can hear the crowds cheering for me madly. Omar, Omar, Omar. And I can actually hear them chanting. Omar, Omar, Omar. I open my eyes. And there I see my coach chanting. Well, actually screaming. Omar, Omar, Omar. Jump, man, jump. And with a graceful leap, I jumped. And instead of landing in the water, I landed on the board. Crash! Ouch. But do you think that stopped me from diving? I went there the next day and asked, Sir, instead of jumping on the 1 meter board, may I please stand by the edge of the pool and jump for now? Recently, a friend asked me, Omar, why? Why? Why are you wasting your time on something that you'll never be good at? And my answer to that was, why not? It's been 1 year now. And while my little brother, who started the diving with me, is just going off for nationals, I am still jumping off the edge of the pool. Hands up if you've had any of these crash and ouch moments in your lives. A virtual one, please. Yes, most of us have had our own crash and ouch moments sometime in our lives. At home, at school, at work, in our relationships. Sometimes we want to try something new, but we hold ourselves back because we worry about what other people will think, because we're not good enough, because there are others who are better than us, because the world asks us why. Why on earth would you try that? And my answer to that is, why not? Because if you don't ever try, you won't ever know. Maybe one day you'll be that great speaker, that successful entrepreneur, that champion diver. Only if you try. Ladies and gentlemen, so the next time you want the impossible, you want to challenge the norms, you want to try something you may or may not be good at, and the world asks you why, what would you say? Over to you.
We will now have 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballot. The 1 minute has elapsed, but we will wait another 2 minutes since the last contestant has also finished the speech. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a fabulous contest and I thoroughly enjoyed being the contest chair for the final round in Enliven 2021 today. I hope you enjoyed the contest too. I'd like to thank all the contestants and contest officials for an excellent job. The hosts of the ceremony, over to you.
Thank you, Cavalier Chandula Fernando, for doing a great job as the contest chair.
To carry on with the rest of the proceedings, I would like to invite our contest chair for the university competition, a member of the logistics team of our organizing committee, Cavalier Nipuni Vanyarachi.
Thank you, Sanjana. Now let us begin the next portion of today evening's proceedings, the humorous speech competition of university category. The speaking order of the contestant has already been determined at random. The speaking order of university category contestants is contestant number 1, Gopika Sivakumar, contestant number 2, Praveen Vikramasinghe, contestant number 3, Jayoda Disanayaka, contestant number 4, Dasuni Matara Arachi, contestant number 5, Sachit Keragala, and contestant number 6, Shamla Nadir. The eligibility criteria for university contestants are as follows. The contestant must be a member of state or private university and below the age of 27 as at 31st of January 2021. Chief Judge, are we ready to proceed?
Yes, we are ready. We are ready.
Now let us welcome contestant number 1, Gopika Sivakumar. Contestant, am I audible to you?
Yes, you are.
Contestant, can you see the timing cards?
Yes.
Chief Judge and the judges, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Timer, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Contestant, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Gopika Sivakumar, how to lose belly fat in 2 weeks. How to lose belly fat in 2 weeks, Gopika Sivakumar.
I do not know how many of you have had this experience. I mean, every time you're supposed to look good or presentable. For example, when someone is trying to take a photograph of you, you have to go, "Ugh." You see what I did there? Every single time when I'm walking into a full classroom, when I'm receiving a prize on stage. When I'm walking on stage to receive said prize, and especially when a cute guy walks by and every other girl goes, and I have to go, Madam Contest Chair, ladies and gentlemen, and my fellow sufferers. Today, I am about to answer that million-dollar question, how to lose belly fat in 2 weeks. During those long days of lockdown, I'm sure many of us would have been watching videos upon videos on YouTube. How to get rid of dark underarms in just 3 days. How to stop hair fall. How to get denser, shinier hair to look gorgeous in time for that quarantine rule-breaking secret party you're planning to go to. How to make a no-bake chocolate cake with no oven, no egg, no butter, no milk, no cake tray. You get the idea. For me, it was how to lose belly fat in 2 weeks. And I'm sure many of you would have watched how to make dalgona coffee as well. So I go to YouTube and find the video that looks the least excruciating. And I decide to work out every single day early in the morning. And I did work out every single day early in the morning at 11 a.m. You know, even though the video said no diet, I knew I had to eat healthy if I wanted to lose weight. So I did not fail to include my veggies, my fruits made into a nice fruit salad with a bit of sugar syrup, and also just 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream. And did you know that you're supposed to drink 2 to 3 glasses of milk every single day, proteins and all? So I actually did drink 2 to 3 cartons of milk, which was strawberry flavored and from Elephant House. Which reminds me, my brother usually gets me the milk from the nearby supermarket. And he has this unique way of announcing the fact that he has bought the milk for me. He saunters into the house, waving those shopping bags, shouting, "Elephant House for the elephant in the house." Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you would have all probably correctly guessed, this workout routine was an utter disaster. Okay, I know what I did there with the diet. So I decided to rectify my mistake and I redid the workout routine, but with a strict diet plan. And guess what? It started working, ladies and gentlemen. I started losing weight. But by the end of the 2 weeks, I was not happy. I was disappointed because what that video promised was from a tummy like that to a tummy like, you know, that, and a figure like that. For me, it was from a tummy like that, and then that, you know, larger wine barrel to a smaller wine barrel. I was disappointed. I lost my motivation, and ladies and gentlemen, I relapsed back to Elephant House. I stopped working out, and I started putting on weight faster than an Eminem rap song. I gained weight to the point where people started getting up to offer me seats in the bus, thinking I was a pregnant mother. How many of you want to lose that belly fat in 2 weeks? Even if you are blessed with a flat tummy, how many of you want that shredded, bikini-worthy summer body look in time for some party just a month away? How many of you want a quick fix for exam stress? How many of you want an instant solution for a broken relationship? Ladies and gentlemen, we are always looking for the shortest and easiest way out, usually with temporary results. See, none of us are determined to make that commitment to have patience, perseverance, to choose the longer path that would give better and permanent results. Ladies and gentlemen, weight loss isn't just about working out or dieting. It is also about getting adequate sleep. Not that 3-hour nap in the middle of the afternoon. And also waking up early, not at 11 a.m. It is about drinking adequate water. It's about being happy, stress-free. If you do not want exam stress, start studying every day. Take those short notes. If you have a relationship problem, stop lying, sit, chat, understand, change those horrible, problematic habits. And you know what? The ones who want the nicest hair are the exact same ones who do that to their curry leaves. And if you do not want dark underarms, why don't you try scrubbing a little better when you're bathing? Actually, I'm kidding, that doesn't work because I have dark underarms, but I do bathe properly. I do bathe properly. Ladies and gentlemen, do not look for that short way out. And as to that question, how to lose belly fat in 2 weeks with healthy and permanent results? You can't. And over to you.
We will now have a minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1 minute has now lapsed. Now let us welcome contestant number 2, Praveen Vikramasinghe. Contestant, am I audible to you?
Yes, you are audible. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Contestant, can you see the timing cards?
Yes, I can see.
Chief Judge and the judges, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Timer, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Contestant, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Praveen Vikramasinghe, bitter tea with a dumb idiot. Bitter tea with a dumb idiot, Praveen Vikramasinghe.
Can you remember the last time you made a cup of tea which was too much bitter, or a dish which was too much salty? What did you do for that cup of tea or dish? Did you enjoy it? I don't think so. Contest chair, the honorable panel of judges, and my fellow culinary people. In my case, I drank the tea, ate the dish, and simply ended up being a dumb idiot. Let me explain. Back then, in year 2020, as a first year undergraduate, my both vision and mission of life was simply to find my better half, to at least enjoy my next half of life. Because as a full-time student, I have sacrificed my both childhood and school life for studies, and I was not ready to sacrifice my next half as well and die single. So now you can imagine what I did when I first came to the university. Well, wherever I went and whatever I did was simply to find my Miss Perfect. And then on 21st February, when all the flowers started blooming to welcome the spring, this beautiful fairy came down to my heart. Her beautiful twinkling eyes, shining hair, tingled my whole body, and whenever I saw her,
I was lost in a la la land. And finally, I got the chance to talk with her. Yes. Hi, I'm Praveen. It's really nice to see you, Praveen. Oh, not Praveen. Nice to see you.
Hey, Praveen, I know you, man. You came to Ruanta sir's class, now.
Yeah, but I think I haven't seen you there.
How could you see, man? Those days you were so much of a workaholic and you never took your eyes off the books, no. We thought one day your soul would rest in a library. How pitiful you are.
Finally, the beauty had let her beast out. So the tea had become bitter and the dish had become salty, but I, the dumb idiot, thought she was my cup of tea. So the first date, perfect. Second one, not bad. Third one, good. Nonsense. I ran even without looking at her side. But why these things happen to me? Why? All my friends had found their better halves and I was going to die with my own half. But did I give up? No, I waited patiently until she came to my life. There was only one thing that caught my fancy about her. What do you think? She was not a chatty and witty girl like that one. Not being chatty was more than enough to be my Miss Perfect. We really liked each other and we really loved each other until she started letting her beast out.
Hey, Praveen, just look at your beard, man. This is not no shaving November, still it's March. Next time I don't want to see this dirty mess, okay?
You didn't brush your teeth today, right?
Oh my gosh, it's stinking. Gwen, at least buy yourself a chewing gum. And remember, today I want to go shopping with you, so please don't come with a hole in your pocket, okay? I want to buy a party frock, not a 200 rupees undergarment. Actually, these days we can't buy any branded undergarment for 200. Now, why you are standing here like a statue? Go! Oh gosh, I don't know why these men came down to this world.
Every single day, she reminded me that I was going to be a slave in her kingdom who was supposed to massage her feet until the end of my life. So again, the tea had become bitter and the dish had become salty, but I, the dumb idiot, thought she was my cup of tea. And then, worst come to worst, one dark day, even without thinking twice, I told her, darling, you're the most amazing bossy pushy girl I have ever met in my life. Just imagine our little kids, our bossy pushy halves running around our home. Isn't that amazing?
Wait, what? Our kids? Bossy pushy halves? How dare you say that thing to me, you dumb idiot? From now onwards, I don't want to see your shitty soul again. Bossy pushy half. Our kids.
That day, I was so depressed and disappointed. I thought all my dreams had shattered within just 1 second. But still, I had a chance to recover my soul. I called Shaheen, my best friend and the father of dating. Hey bro, within just 1 second, my beautiful soul turned into a toil, man. That beauty has finally drained my soul and my pocket. Help me. You know what he said? He asked me the same question that I asked you at the beginning. That type of girl, draining your soul is obvious, man. But listen, if your tea is too much bitter or your dish is too much salty, what you're going to do? Do you enjoy it? Ade, no, man. But why you're talking about tea and dishes? Am I a joke to you? Hey, if you're not going to enjoy it, then why the hell you want to sink in such a bitter tea, you dumb idiot? It took this idiot an year to understand that simplest theory of life. Ladies and gentlemen, in your life, you will come across with different bitter cups of tea. It may be a stressful job, toxic partner, or anything which does not suit to you. But it's up to you to decide whether you hold on to such bitter tea and suffer, or simply let it go and find a sweeter cup of tea. So now you know what you should do to your bitter tea and salty dish. Best of luck. Over to you.
We will now have a minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1 minute has now lapsed. Now let us welcome contestant number 3, Jayoda Disanaekar. Contestant, am I audible to you?
Yes, you are.
Contestant, can you see the timer's cards?
Yes, I can see.
Chief Judge and the judges, are you ready?
Yes, we are.
Timer, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Contestant, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Jayoda Disanaekar. Remember the name. Remember the name Jayoda Disanaekar.
Have you ever Googled your name? Do you know what came up when I Googled my name? Jayoda lottery results. Jayoda sweet winning numbers. Can't you share? Distinguished judges, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I share my name with a lottery. And no, it's not flattering. While most of the people with unusual names get the question, were you named by Mr. Arisena Hubudu? The question I get is your father the director of the lottery's board? I wish, but no. When they are not satisfied with the answer, they ask, then why were you named after a lottery? I wasn't. I was born way before the lottery. Technically, the lottery was named after me. It all started when I was a cute little 6-year-old. I was happy, outgoing, and cheerful. I was loved by everyone around me. Little did I know that a lottery could turn my life upside down in no time. When I first started seeing these advertisements introducing a new lottery called Jayoda, I was excited at first because my name was on TV. But when you hear your name over and over and over again, it starts to get pretty annoying. You would get it if your name was something like Manchiti Kirimari. For those of you who find this funny, let me tell you why it wasn't funny for the 6-year-old little girl. I didn't want to go out or talk to people because whenever I told someone my name, they would do a double take, laugh, and ask, Jayoda, like the lottery? Is your sister Shanida? Yes. And my mother is Vasana and my father is Govisetta. I was called Sweet Ticket, Lottery Nangi, Jayamala, and it didn't stop there. I was constantly asked, hey Jayoda, how much is the jackpot today? What are the winning numbers this week? If I knew the winning numbers,
I'd be rich enough to buy new friends who don't ask stupid questions. I got so tired of this that I decided to stop using my first name altogether. How many of you don't like your second name? I didn't like my second name either, but I had no choice. I had to pick the less embarrassing name. So I started introducing myself by my second name. I wrote my second name on my belongings. I asked my friends to call me by my second name. And no, I'm not going to tell you what my second name is. When I was about 10 years old, we went to a New Year party in our village. And I knew very well that I would be the subject of stupid jokes of our neighbor kids if they remembered my name. But I had a plan. I went to the girl who was comparing and said, "Hey, please don't say the name Jayoda when announcing names, okay? Say my second name instead. Otherwise, the boys are going to laugh at me." She looked at me with a sympathetic smile. "Of course, darling." And then she grabbed the mic. "Attention, everyone. Our little Jayoda here is requesting all of you not to call her by the name Jayoda. Thank you." Not only the boys, everybody laughed at me. Let's just say that I won the prize for the best cry in that New Year party. While I was overthinking about my overly famous first name and how unfortunate my life is, the people at the lotteries board got really creative with their TV commercials. They did a great job with catchy songs and taglines such as Jayoda, Obaturuma Jayak, Jayoda, a victory that is yours. And the jokes got a whole lot worse. When I couldn't stand it anymore, I went to the responsible party who gave me the name, my mother. "Mom, can't we change our names when we are older?" "You can, darling, but why? You have a beautiful name." "Beautiful? A lottery has that name. Everybody's making fun of me." She looked at me with her charming smile. "Sweetie, Jayoda means the dawn of victory. We gave you that name because we believe that you'll be a winner, a champion, an outstanding person one day. Besides, only lucky people win lotteries, and we were lucky enough to have you." "Aww." Now, Mom, can you repeat those exact same words in front of our sister? She'd be so jealous. By the way, her name is not actually Shanida, if you haven't already figured that out, because there's only room for one lucky lottery in our family. Ladies and gentlemen, people are going to offend you, make fun of you, and judge you at some point in your life. But don't let their words bring you down. Prove them that you are much more than that. Just like I did by making a speech out of every single joke they threw at me. Even today, people laugh when they hear my name for the first time. But now, I laugh with them because, let's face it, it is actually kind of funny. And what's wrong with being a little funny? Making people laugh is one of the greatest things someone can do. And I can do it just by saying my name. I'm not ashamed of my name anymore. I'm proud of it. In fact, I'm going to work so hard that one day, when you Google the name Jayoda, you'll see me before the lottery. Until then, remember the name Jayoda. Over to Jayak. Over to you.
We will now have a minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1 minute has lapsed. Now let us welcome contestant number 4, Dasuni Matararachi. Contestant, am I audible to you?
Yes, you are.
Contestant, can you see the timing cards?
Yes.
Chief Judge and the judges, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Timer, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Contestant, are you ready?
Yes.
Dasuni Matara Arachi. 2 eggs, 3 slices of bread, fresh milk and summer portion. 2 eggs, 3 slices of bread, fresh milk and summer portion, Dasuni Matara Arachi.
Madam Contest Chair just repeated what everyone else recommend me to have in order to gain weight. Contest Chair, ladies and gentlemen, that awkward moment when someone came to your house, recognized your little sister as the elder one while you're shining next to her. And that freaking fact that your sister is 6 years younger than you, but 6 inches taller than you at the same time. And everybody starts comparing you two and keep on asking, why are you so tiny? Creating a huge question mark on top of your head. This happens to me every single day in my life. Do you know the first question my entire family came up with when they heard that I got selected to the Faculty of Law? It wasn't about the hard work I put in order to get in, or else it wasn't whether I would love to go there or not. The major problem they had was, what will happen if I decide to become a practicing lawyer by any chance? When I appear in courts, will the judge be able to see me? Or else will he have to stand up a little bit and peek in order to find where the sound comes from? That's not it. Every family gathering was about me. My size, my weight, my everything. There's this one aunt who keeps analyzing the amount I eat, where the other aunt keeps telling my mom, what will happen when one day she delivers a baby? Huge problem, huh? They're more concerned about my life than even I do. That was just inside the house. Outside the world is way better than that. I remember this time I got into a crowded bus. I was so tired. I had no option but to hold that bar so that I won't fall. It wasn't that hard until the conductor shouted out loud saying, "Hey you, that tiny girl, this bar is not for you to hang and swing like a monkey. You should only hold to it." Catching the attention of the whole bus, including its driver. That day, I was so disappointed. From that day onwards, I was scared to go outside. I was scared to meet new people. I skipped every family gathering I could. As I was shrinking myself, my friend Bhavani insisted me to join this strange club, which had a strange name. They called themselves Toastmasters. From the moment I entered, they started greeting me. And for the very first time in my life, none of them questioned about my size. I fell in love with Toastmasters. Few months later, Toastmaster Kapila, one of our senior members, came to me with an interesting complaint. He was scrolling his phone and said,
Dasuni, there you are. Look at all these photos we took for past few months. You're always in the front where I could barely see my face in them. I wish I was tiny like you. That gave me the realization there are actually advantages of being the tiniest one. Not only you get the chance to be in front of every photo, but also you look younger than you are. Now, do I look like 22? Do I? Imagine you being 40, but still looks like 20. How cool is that? That gave me the courage to see what was actually going on. Body shaming is not just something that I only went through. Statistics by the charity The Mental Health Foundation shows that body shaming can affect all ages, not just younger people. And the reactions it can trigger range from anxiety into self-disgust into suicidal thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, when the life goes by, people ask you to be this and that. If you're a girl, you have to have a body shaped like a Coca-Cola bottle. But if you're a boy, you have to have a V-shaped body to impress girls. But the truth is, it doesn't matter whether you're tiny, huge, tall, short, triangular, rectangular, or even square-shaped. What really matters is that you love yourself. From the moment you start appreciating you, what other people might tell or think won't matter anymore. When now somebody recommends me 2 eggs, 3 slices of bread, fresh milk, and summer portion, I would simply say it won't change who I really am.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1 minute has lapsed. Now let us welcome contestant number 5, Sachit Keragala. Contestant, am I audible to you?
Yes, you are audible. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Contestant, can you see the timing cards?
Yes, I can see the timing cards.
Team, judge and the judges, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Thank you. Timer, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Contestant, are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Sachit Keragala, would you like a whiskey or a beer? Would you like a whiskey or a beer? Sachit Keragala.
A contest here, I actually don't drink, but I know several people who actually do drink. And let me tell you a story about it. Judges, as university students, we go through a mountain of stress with the exams. Now, when you're preparing for an exam, you need to be at the pinnacle of mental sanity. But celebrating after an exam, you're at the pinnacle of mental insanity and alcohol, which we do in the form of what we call a hall night. Now, as a non-drinker myself, I had the privilege of evaluating my batchmates during a so-called hall night. And honestly, if you analyze it closely enough, you can see that you can grade the night into different stages based on the level of intoxication. Stage 1. First, everyone takes the welcome shot. And now my friends are very patriotic, they're extremely patriotic. So they only drink 100% Sri Lankan authentic polra in coconut shells. Now, sometimes in rare cases, we'd have a case of corona. I mean corona beer, not the coronavirus. Sorry. Well, now the dancing comes in full swing. And here's something that I don't like about the stereotypes of university students dancing. If you'd seen teledramas, most probably in the 8:30 to 9 TV slot, they show us dancing with perfect choreography and synchronization. Na 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 na. That's not how we dance. It's extremely offensive. We actually dance like we really need to go to the bathroom, but the line is too long. Na 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 na. Well, actually, when I am remembering it, I need to go to the bathroom myself. Well, then, stage 2. This is the stage when all the A.R. Rahmans and the Pandit Amaradevas come out. Machang, I want to sing a song. मितवा जो है दिरकने तुझसे क्या मितवा my back. Stage 3. Now at this stage, you normally find blood in their alcohol system rather than alcohol in their blood system. So I went to a friend of mine who had 4 or 5 shots already. And what I did was I took a coconut shell and I filled it with normal tap water. And I gave it to him. Macham, what is this brand? This is the best. Give me another. I want another. Meanwhile, people are losing their dignity, some are losing their consciousness, and some are losing their dinner on the grass. While I'm remembering that even I need to go to the bathroom. Well, remember my tap water friend? At this point, it was midnight and the DJ decided that he had to go home. My friend went there, he pushed the DJ, he sat down and then he yelled like this. Brothers, we need to fight for our rights. I will not stand until this DJ plays another song. I want another song. So what we did was we did a small hack collection and collected money, 20 rupees, to make the DJ stay for another hour. Stage 4. At this stage, Amaradeva and A.R. Rahman have gone to sleep. And now the philosophers like Socrates and Aristotle come into play with intelligent discussions like, Machang, what is the meaning of life? Machang, when you fall down in love, it's not due to gravity. Machang, when life gives you lemons, you don't make lemonade. You have a Bacardi rum with lemon slices. So this erudite, intellectual debate goes on till the wee hours of the morning. Stage 5, the last stage, and an important stage was non-drinkers, when we have to haul them to the hostels and put them in bed. Now at this point, Socrates and Aristotle have gone to sleep and they are replaced with Romeo and Cupid. Machang, I love you, Machang, I love you. Don't ever leave me. You're my best friend, Machang. They try to even kiss us. Mama. When we take them to the hostels, they have lost their sandals. When we take them to their room, they have lost their shirts and they are sleeping only with a sarana. And sometimes in the morning, even the sarana has gone. Ladies and gentlemen, doctors tell us not to drink to save our heart and liver. But they never tell us that not drinking alcohol can save your image as well. You know something? Those people have forgotten everything because they got hangovers because of the alcohol. But since the organizers of Enliven 21 have decided to live stream this, those guys are listening to their exploits for their first time ever. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want real comedy, switch off your subscription to Russell Peters or Bandhu Samarasinghe on Netflix. In fact, you don't need to have these humorous speech competitions. All you have to do is go to your neighborhood junction at 8:30, sometimes 9:30, or go to a party and without drinking, just grab a chair, go to a side, Sit comfortably. Have some popcorn in one hand and a Coca-Cola in the other hand. And watch Amaradeva, Socrates, and Romeo perform live in concert. Over to you, Contestia.
Now we will have a minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1 minute has lapsed. Now let us welcome contestant number 6, Shamla Nalir. Contestant, am I audible to you?
Yes, you are.
Contestant, can you see the timer's cards?
Yes, I can.
Chief Judge and the judges, are you ready?
Yes, we are ready.
Thank you. Timer, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Contestant, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Shamla Nalir, stand back amateurs, I am a professional. Stand back amateurs, I am a professional, Shamla Nalir.
You know those teachers who never really got 9 A's but always wanted you to do so? And those coaches who were never really excellent at the sport they played but always wanted you to be the best? Contestia, ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly why your friend who gives the best relationship advice is single. Just like roasted bread and coconut sambal needs a good dal curry, just like plain tea and ginger needs a piece of jaggery, your relationship too needs a single friend. Now I know I've made my point, but let me keep going. Just like the plot of How I Met Your Mother needed Ted Mosby, the plot of Frozen needed Olaf, Shrek and Fiona needed the donkey. And your relationship too needs a donkey. A third wheeling friend. Now, a third wheel is generally the front wheel of a tuk-tuk. But in a modern context, it is that one friend who sticks around with the couple rather awkwardly and no other friends around. Now, we are not the kind of friends who get dumped after our friends get into the relationship. We become the co-writers, the editors, and the publishers of the text messages that you receive. We become the stylist, the makeup artist, and the moral support that you need before that date. Now, I have sat in class as a third wheel. I have been on dates as a third wheel. I have even celebrated Valentine's Day as a third wheel. Stand back, amateurs. I am a professional. I only realized this recently when I logged into my old Pinterest account and found that my feed was filled with contents like gifts for him, gifts for the boyfriend, ideal gifts for couples, and DIY Valentine's Day ideas. I have no idea why my friends would come to me for advice when they know that I barely have any experience. Now, I could tell you that my professional advisors came from cringy rom-coms, Bollywood movies, and Nicholas Spark novels. But no, my advisors aren't thoughtful or carefully worded. My friend could go on and on about how perfect her boyfriend is and how amazing their life together looks like, and I could look her dead into her passionate eyes and tell her, dump him. Now. Don't take me to be a bitter single. I do this because just as much as I know that love is blind, love is also deaf. Because these girls, they don't listen to me. Somewhere between 3 days and 3 months, they are definitely going to come back crying and talk about how things didn't work out. And I will be sitting there with my most compassionate and sympathetic face while listening to them. But inside, I will be dying to say, I told you. Now, recently, one of my friends came up to me and told me that she was finally ready for a relationship. So I sat her down and we talked about what she wants in a relationship, what kind of a guy, how many dogs, what kind of dogs, out of them, how many are going to be purebred. Now, I naturally assumed that her make or break deal in the relationship was going to be the guy's relationship with the dogs. Now, a few weeks later, I met her again. This time she was super excited. She told me, so there is this guy, but he hates dogs. I mean, forget about listening to me. These girls don't even listen to themselves. Somehow, after all of this struggle that you power through and finally settle for an okay relationship, friends like us, we are done. We will be constantly rooting for you like Charles Boyle roots for Amy and Jake. We are the Joeys to the Chandlers and Monicas. We are the ones who will be crying buckets and buckets of happy tears when you tell us, I said yes, or it's a girl. We know that we're killing the single friend third wheeling game when we go from being your friend who gives the best relationship advice to the coolest aunt your kid will ever have. Remember, just like in a tuk-tuk, the wheel by itself is the most important. Without it, the other two would go nowhere. So go out there, you coupled humans. Go and fist bump your third wheel. And if you don't have a third wheel, the first step to a relationship is finding a third wheel. So if you don't have a third wheel, you know who to call. For I am the professional. Over to you, contest chair.
Now we will have a 3 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballots. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a fantastic contest. I hope you enjoyed the contest as much as I enjoyed being the contest chair for the final round of Enliven 2021 University category. I would like to commend all the contestants and the contest officials on a job well done. The host of the ceremony, over to you.
Thank you, Gavali and Nipuni. Now the Zoom Master has opened the breakout room for tally counting. I kindly request the judges and the tally counters to accept the request to enter the breakout room.
Ladies and gentlemen, the talent in this Zoom call is astronomical. I'm sure we were all very entertained by each speaker and that their messages to us will remain in our minds. Congratulations to all our finalists on a job well done and an audience well impressed. Thank you to our contest judges, Gavali Nipuni and Gavali Chandula, and timer Gavali Ravin for their flawless execution of the proceedings.
Today, we are very privileged to have the Dean of the Science Faculty of the University of Colombo, Senior Professor Upul Sunnadura, with us as our chief guest. Senior Professor Sunnadura, it is an honor for our club to have you address the gathering today. Please join us with a virtual round of applause and welcome Professor Upul Sunnadura to the screen.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Right, thank you. This is the first time actually I'm attending this type of event. So let me first thank Dasita Di Costa, President Gavel Cup, and the members of the committee members of the Gavel Cup, judges, and the contestants from both from school category and the university category, and also if there are special invitees. So good afternoon. And actually, when you look at the, I was listening to the last three talks. Actually, I was thinking a lot of you have a lot of talent. Actually, I realized that not only public speaking, it involves a lot of acting also. That's what I realize now. So if I a little bit talk about my background, I went to Prince of Wales. Was in early 70s, and I'm from Moratua. And those days, actually, in schools, we were not very much encouraged to for public speaking. And that's actually a skill that people recognize nowadays that you should have. So when I think back, actually, I realized that those days, when you recognize somebody who's good in speaking in public, until they retire from the school, they were assigned that job. But there wasn't any systematic program to encourage others to take part in it and develop skills. When I came to the university days, it was early 80s, and it was very similar. But there wasn't a systematic program to encourage those skills students are having. Of course, there's some other students who got involved with politics and all that, they had those skills, just like today when you listen to politicians. And but maybe early 2000s, actually we realized there is a need for a systematic program to recognize those who can actually, the soft skills are important, basically. So part of soft skills, the speaking in public is also part of that. So those skills are now recognized, and there are systematic programs, and I should be thankful for Gavel Cup for organizing this type of events, because these are very, very important events for young members to develop their skills. So not only actually when you look at public speaking, now this is a humorous competition. So actually even for our job as a lecturer or a professor, even in the university, some of those skills are becoming very useful. I can still remember our mathematics professor was Professor Appasinger, and so he used to come for lectures and he used to teach mathematics for us. But some of the things, when I think back, I can remember only that because of the stories he told us. So that he was very good in relating some of the mathematical operations. To explain the operation, he used to tell a story. So that I can still remember he was actually talking to us I think it was differential equations. He was trying to tell us when you have operators. It is very important, certain mathematical operation. Let's say you have A and B2 operators. The order of the way you operate the operators, in the sense that if you apply A first and B second, you will get one result. But if you apply B first and A second, then the result will be different. So in order to explain that, he actually told us a story, which I will share with you. I can still remember after all these years. He told us this is early 80s. His story is basically, there was a professor and he's not very friendly with people. So one day he was invited to a party. So he had to go to this party. Then he asked for consulted a friend, and he asked from the friend, I'm supposed to go to this party, but I do not know what to do. So then the friend advised him, that's easy. You go there. And if there are especially ladies, maybe what you can do is you can ask them, are you married? How many children you have, and things like that. And then things will be okay. So he thought that's a good idea, and he went to the party. And then he found a place and to see there were two ladies seated next to him, one side and the other side. So there, after a while, so he wanted to start a conversation. So he touched one lady, and then he asked, are you married? Then she said no. Then he asked, how many children do you have? Then he realized things are going bad. So he turned towards the other lady. Then he thought he will change the order. So he asked, do you have children? She said yes. Then he asked, are you married? So you can see how these humorous actually stories, how you can relate to mathematical operations, he was trying to explain to us, which I remember up to today. So these type of stories actually very important, even in a lecture, for somebody to actually understand what you are talking about. So these ideas still with me after all these years. So without actually extending my talk very much, I know that you all are busy with various activities today. So let me conclude again saying, I'm very happy to be here, and thank you very much for inviting me for Enliven 2021. I hope your the work will go well today, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Nadara, for those amazing words. We are inspired by you and your strength so much. We are definitely privileged to have heard from you and learned from you. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Next up, we have an entertainment item lined up for you. Let me invite Chenuka to entertain us with his music.
It appears that Mr. Chenuka hasn't joined our Zoom meeting yet. So now I would like to invite our keynote speaker for the evening. Let me introduce him. He's a senior professor of chemistry at the University of Colombo, the head of the Center for Advanced Materials and Devices, and science team leader at the Sri Lanka Institute of Nanotechnology. Please welcome to the screen with a virtual round of applause, Professor Nalin De Silva.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yeah, a small correction that I no longer work at Slane Tech, and presently I'm the head of the department chemistry. Anyway, it's okay. Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me. And especially to Dasit Di Costa for continuous following up with me, my availability and so on. Thank you again. I think I have about, how many minutes I have? About 20 minutes. 325, 345 is okay. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? All of you can hear me, right?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes, sir,
Okay.
we can hear.
All right. All right. Yeah, I am very happy to be here. I'm privileged to be invited to give a keynote speech. This very important society, that is the Gavel Club, where you develop leadership and public speaking skills. And the leadership word, I will talk about that a little bit elaborated on leadership. And also the event itself is the humorous speech and speech evaluation competition. And I have listened to the first, early one or two talks, and then I had to go out, and then I came back and I listened to the last speech also. Though those are humorous. I mean, the students are from both school and university. And there are certain messages that I picked up. Those are very important when you develop the leadership skills and also the career skills, so-called. I will get back to that. 30, 40 years ago, Professor Pulsonadar also told that, and there was that time we didn't have these opportunities to do public speaking. My school also, I'm from Nalanda College and then University of Colombo and then PhD from Cambridge. But we had little opportunities to engage with various activities, not like these comprehensive speech competitions and so on, but we embraced those opportunities and grabbed those opportunities and managed to little bit, not in a methodical way, but a more practical way. But 30, 40 years ago, I will talk about the careers a little bit and what we expect from the present generation. And then what are the challenges that the present generation faces in the next 20 to 30 years. And then how do you shape up your the skill set and your personality to build a comprehensive leadership personality. You know, communication skills is one factor where it adds to the leadership skill, but there are many other factors that will encompass the leadership skill. So first, let me tell you a little bit on the present day scenarios. 30, 40 years ago, when you have a degree, the employment is guaranteed. And there was a time that there's a half chance, 50% chance of grabbing the employment. But now there is a situation now where once you get the degree, the employment is not guaranteed. That is why many graduates are unemployed, but fortunately the science graduates are not yet facing that problem. So, but it will come in the future because we are reaching for the technological arena where the technologies that will shape up the planet in the next 20, 30 years, like if you look at the biotechnology, nanotechnology, artificial intelligence, robotics, Internet of Things, those are the things that will shape up the planet. If you look at the Elon Musk story, I've been reading about him because it's an inspirational, he's an inspirational character where he dedicates his time for technological advances. And he has recently become the richest person in the world, owning, having about $160 billion his net worth, and predicted to be the first trillionaire on this planet. He's a tech person. You know, that's a danger for us in the future. My dear students, you have to remember that the human beings will be replaced by machines in the future. We are going for artificial intelligence and robotics and so on. So the most of the employment in this planet will be redundant due to these inventions and innovations in next 20 to 30 years. So we have to be very careful in formulating our education system, where how do you shape up a graduate to fit into the next 20, 30 years platform. Born American, he doesn't believe in American education. He set up his own school within Tesla or SpaceX to educate his 5 children, and also the SpaceX children to build up with the next generation of people who have the skill set on artificial intelligence, robotics, and also the ethics and other important aspect of human life. So, so he challenges the American education system, where he doesn't believe that his plans on putting people on Mars and colonizing Mars in next 20, 30 years. He doesn't believe that he can get a person who will think outside the box and go in the outside. Like you take the example of Elon Musk, it's himself. Yeah, you know, he's outside box. Who thought NASA is there, and to open up your own tech company to go to space and put satellites into the space? What the vision of that person? So that is why we say to students at young age, at when you start your career, you must vision yourself. You must have a vision for you. 5 to 10 to 15 short, medium, and long-term vision you must have. Without a vision, you can't achieve. When I joined as an academic, I had a vision to become a professor at young age. That is your vision. So then how do you shape up your surroundings? How do you get your toolkit to achieve that vision? So that is very important. So during that time, you can enhance your skill set by standard education, and then other activities like sports, and I will talk about a little bit on those aspects when it comes to the leadership. So what matters is what we need is a graduate with the left and the right brain combination, a balanced left-right brain combination. Right brain normally gives you the education, but left brain gives you the social skills. You know, some people are left brain people, they call these are social creatures, and some people are right brain only, and they are so academic and so inclined to academic activities. Like, you know, in your group also, you may have people who goes to lectures and the practicals, and then go to the library, and then go home, study, go home, come to university, study. That's all. Those are the right brain people. But there are some left brain people who doesn't go to lectures, who go do social activities, do all kind of societies, interactions, sports, all kind of things. So those two ends also very dangerous. You know, that's not the what I am going to address it. So it's the combination, the bridge between these two, the academic and the social skills. So that is why I always tell my story to students. You know, that's not to brag myself, but to inspire you, because I am a now senior professor and also the chair professor in chemistry at in chemistry department, and also achieved everything on academic arena. But I want to share that the other things that I have done. I share this within my Facebook page and even our newsletters and so on, to inspire the younger generation, because I used to do a lot of sports in the university, captain sports and represented many teams. So that is where you have to balance yourself. Balancing you will generate a skill set that is very important for you to flourish in the future. Because, you know, when you come to the leadership, you must develop these all skill set. Otherwise, you have to rely on other people to make decisions for you. So that is very important, that you have that personality developed when it comes to the top positions, it is the mandate of Gavel Club to develop leadership, also the public speaking. So in this context, the skill sets like the communication skills that will come to the first, if you can't communicate with the person, even I'm a lecturer, if you can't communicate, I'm a chemist, I'm a hardcore physical chemist and a material scientist, where it involves a lot of principles on thermodynamics, spectroscopy, kinetics. Those are very abstract, very difficult subjects to understand. Like Professor Sonadar mentioned about how Professor Appasinghe, he taught me also mathematics, how humorous he was when he presenting mathematical. I still remember he's a very, because those principles we never forget. So that means your communication skills are very important when it comes to the leadership, especially in the teaching positions. And also it is very important that you have a skill set to connect, get hold of a team of people where you are comfortable with to work on, and also to build a big entity. So that I will get that in other. There is another topic that I will talk about, the interpersonal skills. That in that one I will touch upon that the team skills and so on. So then the other one was the practical positive mindset. We guys are normally negative. A lot of people are really negative. There was a small story about this. There was a frog who was trying to climb a tree, and everyone was yelling at him, "You can't climb this, you can't climb this," but yet he climbed the tree. Then the interview person asked, everyone was shouting at you, "You can't climb the tree," but you climbed the tree. What's the secret behind it? The unfortunate frog, the fortunate frog replied, "I can't hear anything. I'm deaf." So that's so if you want to come to the leadership skills, you have to negate any other effects outside. Whatever the people talk about you, anything, but you always have a positive energy. I was talking to, I think, the second speaker, a girl from a school. She was talking about the mother screaming in the morning, 5:30. That is a really wonderful thing. You wake up early in the morning, and you embrace the sun's energy when it comes out. Sun comes out, sun's energy. Because even my personality, even I go to bed very late, doing my academic work, writing papers and so on. But I never wake up after 6. I wake up before 6. Every day I wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, because that is where you get the positive energy from the universe to you. Where people who sleep after 7, 8, 9, 10, even in holidays. I mean, those people tend to be less productive. So I'm very happy that my wife, Professor Rohini, also screamed at my daughter, "Wake up early," and that is okay. It's good, because where you get the universe energy for you to drive through this space. So so there are 3 types of people on this planet. The first type, I always tell that first type is people who are very positive, and they want to get it done. They want to get it done somehow. So they are go-getters. They go to their targets, and they got the super goals by getting the positive energy. Those are the people who are going to win this planet. The second category is there are some people who like to watch things happen. They are like spectators. They in our school also, when you have a Shramadhan or something, there are some guys who are just supervising, like the prefect or something, So, the others are working very hard. So in university also, in academic arena also, every society, we have some supervisors who watch things happen. That's the second category. Third category is the dangerous category. People who wonder what has happened. It is a dangerous category. You come to the university for 4 years, and you spend time, you walk into the Red Avenue gate or the Kumaratunga Munidasa gate to the science faculty, and you spend 4 years, and you go out of the university after 4 years faculty of science, and you wonder what has happened to you. That's too late, my dear students. So grab the greatest opportunity that you have. So it's very important you get into the first category, where you are positive person, you get the things going, that's you are in the driving seat. You are not a spectator, you are not a passenger in a bus, you are driving the whole thing. And the last one is the discipline. I saw that girl was telling mother screaming to brush teeth and others. And the previous speaker talk about because of the COVID, some people don't shave, some people don't is grown up like that. That is called the bad discipline, bad grooming. When you walk into a room, when you go for an interview, and the people, first thing is the first impression is very important. So the grooming, our society, you have the people don't cut nails, and doesn't shave. Even holidays they don't shave. I'm a person, I shave all 7 days because you have to be presentable to the outside, and also you have to be presentable to the inside people, your family members. They don't want to see when you wake up in the morning, you like that girl said, the boy said the hair is like that, the beard is like that. You have to treat the family members first to make your discipline top. So those are the important aspects of the personality. So when you develop that personality, you will see your career goals in the career ladder and goes up. On top of that, you have to see. I think I have 4 more minutes. I will try to stick into the time that is given. That is very important. Otherwise, the judges will give low marks to me also. And very important, how do you define your happiness? That is very important. Your personality is such that your happiness cannot be affected by outside things. So that's what I say. You have to be religious in your aspect. If you are a Catholic, if you are an Anglican, or you are Islam, you are a Hindu, Buddhist, you have to have a religious faith in you, where that is one of the driving force for you to be, have a self-confident and to define your happiness and to mold your future. So when it comes to the leadership, that's a message that I wanted to give everyone, because that comes through your empathy, your other skills, where you look at the people in a more different way. When you come to the leadership, you are be more sympathetic than empathetic, where then the people will flock behind you to take you and put you to the top. And you have to remember that when you go to the top, you have to look after the people when you meet those people, the leadership as you are talking about, because when you lose the leadership, when you come down, you will meet those people. That is very important. We have examples where some people climbed to the leadership and they didn't see the people who helped. Once they came down, no one will bother about even talking to you. So those are some traits on the leadership skills. So to wind up this with last 2 minutes, I will talk about the real leadership has about 7 intelligences you are talking about. The first intelligence that everyone inherits from your education is the mathematical intelligence. Everyone is good at mathematics. You have high IQ, all these skills are there. Because if you are a leader, you must have high IQ skill. That is one factor. That is 1 out of 7. The second one is a visual spatial intelligence, where you will see things the others don't see. That means you can visualize the 3 dimension and see what will happen in the next 2 to 3 years. And the people surround you, what kind of people? Are there any political people? Are there any people who are trying to topple you? All skill set is very important, you identify that. So when you are in the leadership, you will generate that skill set, the visual spatial intelligence. And then what we talk about, the interpersonal intelligence. That means you are good at with people. And when you are small age, you tend to fight with people for difference in opinion. But when you are mature, when you come to the interpersonal skills are matured, you respect the other's way. But when you sit in a position one day, you don't fight with people, you are mature enough because you hold a position. When you hold a position, you never fight with people. When you don't have the position, only you fight with people. When you have the position, you have the power to implement what you like. But it's a matter of your interpersonal skills. How do you work with people and convince people to implement your policies and decisions. So that's interpersonal skills. That's a skill set that is a must for people. So you understand the difficulties of other people, you are empathetic to other people, you help people. That means people reach you for help. So he's a good person, you can reach that person, he's empathetic, and that's a good trait of leadership. But if the leader is like, oh no, we can't go to him, he blackguard us, he chases us, and he demands, and the targets are stringent. Private sector, we have some managers like we want to see results like this, and it's not a good leadership. Those are so the dictatorial leadership. That is like we have the Donald Trump. He ruined his career because of his dictatorial approach. He was not a good interpersonal skill person. He cannot control the media because he loses the patience. He get angry. That's the poor interpersonal skills. And then you have something called the intrapersonal skill that I talk about. The intrapersonal skill is how do you manage your emotions? How do you control your emotions? And that comes through religion and other activities and meditation and so on. So you don't get angry, you don't get aggravated by outside forces, you control your emotion. Then the bodily intelligence that you do, sports and the sports activities where you get the leadership skills, you learn how to lose. When you do sports, you learn how to lose. We have lost many times inter-university games to many people. I mean, that's called the view. Then you build up a personality called the resilience. When you're resilient, you will never give up. So that comes through the sports and exciting hobbies like cycling, mountain climbing, and those kind of activities. If you do challenging activities, that's very important in the leadership. And the last one is the linguistic. I will wind up in a few seconds. The linguistic skills coming through this public speaking and so on. You should be a fluent speaker in at least 2 to 3 languages. I'm very, very regrettable telling you that I had no opportunity to learn Tamil, but if I have a chance to learn Tamil would be ideal, because we should be a fluent speaker, expressive, and the communication skills should be very high, because the people will understand what you're going to tell. So these traits are very important when you mold a good leader. That is where the leadership comes. So with that note, I think I overshoot about 2 to 3 minutes, but I hope Dasit will excuse me for taking a couple of minutes extra, but I will wind up and wish you all the very best, and for molding our younger generation to become excellent leaders with leadership skills. And I wish you for you to go from strength to strength. And Dasit, again, thank you very much. And Sanjana, and thank you very much, and wish you all the very best, and hope you will have a good program and go to a good conclusion. Thank you very much for inviting me again.
Thank you, Professor Nalin. It was indeed a great thing for us to be able to listen to you today.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now have Chenuka here. So let me invite him to entertain us with his music.
Hi guys. So thank you for inviting me for today. So I think I'm audible enough. Can you just tell me? Yes, thank you. Thank you. So okay, let's get in. Enjoy, guys. The rain doesn't make a change if you can't be the friends at a party. But your favorite song doesn't make you smile. Do you think of me? When you close your eyes, tell me what are you dreaming? Everything I want, know it all. I spent 10,000 hours and 10,000 more. Is that what it takes to run that sweet out of yours? And I might never get there, but I'm gonna try. It's 10,000 hours or the rest of my life. I'm gonna love you. Did you please her on? Did you grab up on? Did you get your middle name? might never get there, but I'm gonna try. Rest of my life, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. Ooh, well, the good and the bad, everything in between. Ooh, gotta kill my curiosity. Oh, that's some 10,000 hours and 10,000 more. Oh, is that what it takes to learn that sweet out of yours? And I might never get there, but I'm gonna try. These 10,000 hours for the rest of my life, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. And I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love. Okay, I think you guys enjoyed the song. So, again, thank you for inviting me um, to join this session and entertain our delegates. And thank you. Over to you, guys.
Thank you very much, Chanuka. Before we carry on with the proceedings, here's a quick word from our sponsors. All right, now the time is fast approaching to crown the winner of Enliven 2021. Now, I would like to kindly request all the finalists to switch on their videos. Before we announce the winners, we just want to say that you all are great speakers. And we are excited to see how you use your wit and humor on stage to shape your oratory journey. Congratulations for taking a step forward and giving your absolute best.
So now I'm going to announce the much awaited results. In my hand, I have the list of winners.
Shall we start off with the schools category, Pansula?
Sure thing. First up are the school's evaluations winners.
In the third place, we have Rahman. In the second place, we have Omar Azari.
And whom would you think would be the winner for today's school's evaluations category? The winner will be Joseph Ryan Pereira.
Congratulations, Ryan. Would you like to share a few words with the audience?
First of all, I'm speechless and I'm so happy, and I would like to thank everyone who helped me to come into this position. First and foremost, my parents and my teachers who really pushed me into this, and also everyone in school and the trainers who trained us. I would like to give them a big round of applause and thank you. Well, this is not exactly my win, but theirs. And I wish to thank them a lot. And from my point of view, if people say that you are bad at something, in my personal view, trust me, you don't have to fall for what everyone says, because one day you can prove all of them wrong. And I think I did to all of those who thought and who said that you would be a great speaker. So if there is anyone out there who thinks that he can't speak, that he's not a very good public speaker, or in anything in life, just take my word that it's just a matter of trying and not listening to all the negative thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. So, Pansilo, shall we move on to the university category next?
Yeah, we'll be announcing the results of university evaluations category. Shall we start?
Yes, Pansilo, sure. So, in the third place, we have Sachin Keragala. And in the second place, we have Pansida, fight.
So, who will be the winner of University Evaluations category? The first place goes to Subhani Anandavadivel.
Congratulations, Subhani. Would you like to share a few words with the audience?
First and foremost, I would like to thank the Almighty for this day. And secondly, congratulations to all the participants here today at the finals, because I think you guys would have done an equally amazing job, Gavel. Trust me, like I was a person who was scared to apply for this, and I've got enough and more scoldings, and they were the ones who pushed me to apply. And since then, they've been helping, training, tips so much. So we'll be forever grateful to Japura Gavel. And thank you, Colombo Gavel, for organizing this competition and for giving all of us this great opportunity. And congratulations to all of you, the school kids and all the university student undergraduates who partook today. Over to you.
Subhani, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you have any words to say for coming public speaking contestants or
All right.
speakers?
Okay. So, guys, public speaking is something that all of us are scared of, right? Nobody would want to look into the eyes of the person standing in front of you at like large crowds staring at you and speak. But it is a mere, like, just like Joseph said, it's that first step that you take, right? It would be scary. It would be the hardest step for you to take. But if you step into it, I think that would change everything. Like that's how we all grew, right? We all have been part of Gavel clubs or Gavel clubs. So that's how we grew step by step. So though it might seem a bit impossible, step by step, everything is going to be possible one day. Over to you, Pansilu.
Okay. So, Sanjana, shall we proceed?
Yeah, sure. We can proceed to the school humors category as well. But before that, I thought of getting the ideas from our seniors, the University Humor Speech contestants about Enliven 2021 and their journey in it. So let me invite Jayoda to give her idea on Enliven 2021 and her journey.
Well, Enliven is my first ever humorous speech competition, as well as the first ever inter-university speech competition that I took part in. So this has been a great experience, and I'm really privileged to compete alongside these talented speakers. And thank you very much, Gavel Club of University of Colombo, for arranging this despite the pandemic and all that. But you did an amazing job. You made it very comfortable for us, and you made sure that we all did our best in the finals as well. And thank you very much for organizing this. I'm really grateful.
Thank you very much, Jayada. And also, can we get the ideas from Mr. Sachit Keragala on Enliven 2021 and his journey in the competition?
Okay. First of all, kudos to the Colombo Gavel Club for doing a job well done. It's not easy to organize something like this, especially in this Corona pandemic. Thank you, Dasita, Ravi, Ganeshini, and everyone who took part to make sure that, because the standard of Enliven, because I've been in a few inter-university competition myself, this was really good. And we hope that you guys can continue this sort of stuff every year, because we need people like them to bring out the talents in our university students. Over to you.
Thank you, Sachit. So, Pansilo, shall we go to the humorous category of school next?
Sure thing.
Okay. So, In the third place, we have Zombie as a lover. And in the second place, we have Avindu Jetsinha.
Who will be the winner for humorous schools category?
Let's
The
find
first
out.
place goes to Omar Hasari.
Congratulations, Omar. Would you like to share a few words with the audience, please?
Omar, are you there?
Answer, do we have Omar here?
I think we don't have him here.
Okay. So next up, we can move on to the university humorous speech.
Humorous category. Humorous category. Yes. Okay, so we'll announce the winners of humorous university category.
Okay, let's go ahead. In the third place, we have In the second place, we have Ravi Vikramasinghe.
The winner of Enliven 2021 humorous speech category goes to Sachit Keragala.
Congratulations, Sachit. Would you like to share a few words with the audience again, please?
Again, well, I don't know why you asked me. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank my parents. I mean, I've been doing inter-university stuff for like 2 years, and this is the first time I've actually won something. And it's a message for everyone. I mean, in my first inter-university competition, I couldn't even get past the first round, and I couldn't even get to the first top 6 in the first round. But practice, because experience comes with maturity, and you really need to build that up if you are a novice speaker. And also, since my humorous speech was about alcohol, don't drink alcohol, and also a message to my friends, apologies that I used your names. I didn't use your names, but thank you for all the experiences that you gave me in the hostel and in the faculty in the university. And it's all because of my brothers, the 78 people in my batch. Well, thank you guys, and apologies if I made you embarrassed. So over to you.
Thank you, Sachit.
Okay, so practice, practice, and practice. Congratulations to our champions, our finalists, and to everyone who competed in Enliven 2021. We all know how difficult it is these days to defeat lethargy and take a step towards developing ourselves. And we are so proud of you all for taking that formative step. As ardent Gaviliers, all we have to say is keep giving speeches.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now coming to the end of Enliven 2021. Before we wrap things up, please welcome to the screen Project Chair of Enliven 2021, Gavalier Netma Dolmini.
Hello guys, am I audible to you?
Yes, Netma, you're audible.
Okay. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. An event like this can't happen through one night. After months of planning and months of virtual meetings till late night, here we are at the final stage of this event, the grand finale of Enliven 2021, the All-Island Humorous Speech and Evaluation Contest. No matter what language you speak, the kind and smiling thank you always speaks to everyone's heart. So, I would like to take this opportunity to mention everyone who gave their helping hands to make this event a success. First off, I would like to thank our keynote speaker, Senior Professor Nalin Silva, and our chief guest, Senior Professor Upulson Nadara, for accepting our invitation despite their busy schedule and taking time to share their insights with us. Next, I would like to thank DTM Farhas Farooq for sharing his valuable insights in our workshop. And special thanks goes to DTM Arshad Nizam for being a part of our workshop and as well as guiding us throughout this event. Next, I would like to convey my sincere gratitude to Toastmaster Ravin Lankanatha, who gave us an immense support in coordinating the judges in the judging process of all the 3 rounds, including preliminary round, semi-final, and the final rounds. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the chief judges and judges who volunteered in the judging process. Next, I would like to thank our senior treasurer, Dr. Nadika Dilini, and Dr. DMDT Artigala, and Dr. Ashoka Ramanayaka, who guided us throughout this event. I would like to thank specifically the Career Guidance Unit for collaborating with us until the very beginning of our event. Next, I would like to thank Chenuka Madhavala, who joined us today for the entertainment session. No event would be successful without sponsors. So now I would like to thank our sponsors who partnered up with us throughout the event. I would like to thank London Stock Exchange Group for being our silver sponsor and the Union Bank for being our workshop sponsor. Special thanks goes to Terabeats Life, Express Jobs, and Now You See Me for being our digital media partners and Chocolate Magazine for being our youth partner. Also, I would like to thank all of our senior Gavaliers who shared their experiences and guided us throughout this process. Last but not least, I would like to thank all the members of the organizing committee who accepted the challenge and worked hard to make this event a success despite the ongoing pandemic. To wrap up my vote of thanks, I would like to convey my sincere gratitude to everyone who helped us in making this event a success. It has been a great pleasure for me to be the project chair of Enliven 2021. Madam Moderator, over to you.
Let's have a quick word from our sponsors. Thank you, Gavali and Itma. As part of the OC ourselves, it was a delight for us to see how this competition unfolded. We are proud to say that we did something that Gavel UOC has never done before. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Zoom meeting may not have a limit, but our competition certainly does. So now we have arrived at the end of this wonderful journey. Thank you to everyone for being here and witnessing our legendary speech competition. Thank you to our role players for a fantastic job done. And thank you to everyone who did something to make this event a resounding success.
And with that, let's all sign off. Good evening and have a great night.
Thank you all for your participation and except organizing committee, all others may leave the meeting. Thank you.